All right, welcome, welcome everyone. It's Friday evening, and as always, we have an event, or as lately, events, because almost each Friday we had a, multiple tournament type of event. It seems that it's quite popular in that regard because people get more chances of winning, or getting points, or getting a nice ranking at the end of it. So tonight is no exception. We're gonna have, and this was a little bit of a late notice. We're gonna have two events, one after the other, two shorter ones, of course, and we're going to be using after a very long time um, the wooden weapon. So basically, the training mode. The training mode, for those who don't know or did not play it much, is a faster pace type of match where the reset between points is very small, and sometimes you don't even change position. So it adds a different layer of strategy. To this one, you have to react more. You have to be a little bit more aggressive. And you have to actually earn more points. So sometimes it's so when fighting somebody that is, let's say, more experienced than you, it becomes a little bit of an uphill battle because you have to score a lot of points in order to defeat them. What we're gonna do today is we had 9 players in this first event, but a few of them dropped right before the tourney start. Most likely, life got in the way, and that's fine. So that's the bad news, but the good news is that even though we have 6 players in this one, it's pretty stacked. We have some. Oh, actually, we have seven people in this one. Oh, Teflon just joined. Welcome, welcome, Teflon. Just last minute join. So since we have 7 people, I was thinking about doing a round robin plus elimination because um, actually, let me see. Because we had 6 people, but now that we have 7, that might be a little bit too long. Just give me a moment here. $18. I mean, if we put all the fights at 10 points, I think we can. I think we can get it done. Let me see the other one. Oh, the other one already has 8 people, so we're gonna do double elimination there. You know what? Let's stick with the original format, which is the double elimination. 7 people is maybe it's not a big number, but it's still a good number for double elimination. Still a lot of fights to be had, and yeah. So we got Eve, we got Jihadi, we got Subu, we got Teflon joining last moment. We got Oak. There's me and Pico as well. So in the winners bracket, we're gonna have 15 points, and in the lower bracket, we're gonna have 10 points. This is also a very good opportunity for people to try out maybe different characters or different strategies in the 2 tournaments that we have. And yeah. No, just on time. And yeah. So without further ado, let's get it started, and let's shuffle the bracket a little bit. I was also thinking maybe doing, as I said, round robin plus elimination with 10 points in the round robin, but I'm a little bit afraid that it might take a little bit too long. Just let me check something here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And that would mean 18 plus. Yeah, let's just stick with the double elimination. It might be a little bit too long, the first one. Mm. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. It's a little bit easier. Good. Good. So, as I said, let's shuffle the participants here. Sharing my screen. 1, 2, and 3. Let's see. So Eve is going to face Teflon in the first fight. The winner is going to face Pico. Oak is going to fight Subu, so that's going to be an interesting fight right off the bat. And then Jihadi versus me. And the winner of that fight is going to fight Oak or Subu. So let's start the tourney. As I said, 15 points in the winner's bracket, 10 points in the lower bracket. And let's start with Eve versus Teflon. And I think this is going to be... I think this is going to be a very interesting fight because Eve is obviously from the old guard. Teflon is from the new guard. He hasn't competed many times, but every time he's done it, he performed really well. He even won a tournament once. We'll see how he does in this particular game mode. Tourney discussion. I'm here. Okay. Awesome. So let's go with Eve versus Teflon. Just one moment. Gotta get my drink. Alright, there's Eve joining. Waiting for Teflon. Also for Subu. He said that he's going to help with commentary again. Thank you very much for that. There's Subu. And waiting for Teflon. Oh yeah. There's Subu as well. Oh, okay. Good time. Hello, Subu. Oh yeah, he's grabbing a snack. Yeah. So the wooden weapons dynamic is pretty fun and interesting. We'll see how this goes, especially since tonight's narrative is a winner versus winner. So the winner of the first tournament will face the winner of the second tournament for the first sword title, the most prestigious title on the server. Or if one player manages to win both tournaments, he will still have to go through a final in order to claim the title, but he will have some benefits. He will have some perks because the person that is going to face that particular winner will have to defeat him twice. So it's a little bit of a mountain to climb. There's Teflon as well. So let's get started with this very interesting first fight. Eve Just came back after a long hiatus. Performed really well last time, as always. And he's taking left side, and Teflon is taking the right side. Oh wait. Did I go to training mode? My bad. Practice versus player. Okay. Yeah. I'm probably going to do that a lot tonight. I'm just too used to the going to fight thing. He's going with Barabash and Teflon. I know that the character that he likes to use the most is Laszlo, and he goes for Laszlo. This is going to be a pretty interesting fight. A reminder, if you use the same weapon throughout the tournament, you're also going to get weapon points, and if you win the tournament, you automatically get that weapons specialist title. So for example, if Eve here uses only sabers tonight and wins the tournament, he's going to get, oh, nice side step, gets the first point. He's going to get the saber specialist title. But if you get second place, you get 2 points. If you get third place, you get 1 weapon point. So with multiple tournament performances, you can even get a specialist title. And a lot of people are actually quite close, like 1 point or 2 points away from one of those weapon specialists. So tonight they have a really good opportunity. Eve, being very aggressive, scores the second point here. Oh. Pause there. Nice cut there. Catches Eve on his way in. Barabash versus Lazo is always a very interesting matchup. Barabash has a little bit more solid defense, but I feel that Laszlo can catch him a lot of the times in his wind-up phase. Catches him specifically, and has a little bit more range, I'd say. Barabash struggles a little bit more with Laszlo than Jan does. Jan has a lot of tools that he can use. And a nice forward cut, and it's 4-1 for Eve. Reminder, this is double elimination, so even if you lose, you still have a chance in the lower bracket. And given the fact that we don't have too many players, it's not going to be too much of a long road. 5-1. And also a piece of advice, 5-2. Piece of advice here for Teflon, who's probably maybe playing this for the first time. Oh, a nice thrust, 6-2. Is that never give up in this type of setting, because I've seen some crazy comebacks from scores a lot greater than this.
Hello?
Hello, welcome, man. How are you? Oh, nice.
Good. Glad I was able to show up relatively on time.
Yeah, I'm glad you did so. I was talking about the mode.
Eve looks like.
Yeah, I was talking about the mode, and that throughout the years I've seen some crazy comebacks in this particular mode. So Teflon should, just keep fighting. It's getting a little bit away from him right now, but we'll see. 10-3.
Yeah, for sure. You never know. Sometimes you're ahead, and then suddenly you get reckless, and before you know it, the opponents come back. So.
Yeah. That's precisely what happens most of the times. Is that the player himself is getting reckless. 12-3.
Very nice bar from Eve, though, I have to say.
Yeah. He's always been very solid with him. I'm actually a little bit surprised that he went with Barabash. He hasn't. I haven't. Even last time when he was playing actively, he wasn't using Barabash much. 13-4.
Oh, he could have done the sidestep, I think. Yeah. I would have. Well, it's easy to say I would have. He probably didn't like what he saw or something. Who knows?
Yeah. Or maybe he really intended it as a feint, but actually the feint tricked Teflon there. 15-5, a very solid first match here for Eve. Teflon will fight in the lower bracket a little bit later. And Eve is going to fight Pico also a little bit later in round 2. Now we're going to have a very interesting round. And the derby of this first round. Oak versus Subu.
Nice.
I'm pretty sure this one is going to be, you know, fought with a lot of strategy, I'd say.
Mm-hmm.
Because taking somebody, not completely eliminating, but taking somebody out, somebody like one of you out in the first round is definitely a good opportunity to progress easier in the tournament later. So Oak is going to take the left side, Subu is going to take the right side. Very interested to see the picks here. I'm probably Oak is going to go Kalk, or maybe he has a wasn't against me, yeah.
Yeah, there was another classic one I remember.
Yeah, against the Eve, yeah. It happened really often, actually, in the first round. And it didn't happen only in my tournaments. It also happened in some of Tao's tournaments, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's one memorable fight that we had. It was a very close one in one of it was a very big tournament. And yeah, we met in the first round in that one as well. Yeah, so let's have a look at the picks. So Oak is going with, oh, what happened here? My bad. I told you guys I'm gonna do that a lot. It's just muscle memory. Oak on the left, Subu on the right. So Subu's going with I said earlier that the Jan is a good pick against Laszlo, and I think Oak might do exactly what he did last week. Well, last week he was actually forced by the rule set, where he had to pick Saber in the first tournament and then Western Weapon in the second one. So he went with Laszlo and then Kalk. He might do the same here, but we'll have to see. Oh, a quirk there, but the follow-up does not land. Subu playing to his strengths here, using this particular character. He's, I'd say he's an underrated Jan. He can play him really well. And that's one thing about veteran players, is that most veteran players can play almost all characters really well, and veteran players actually tend to play characters that they don't know well a little bit tighter, and that sometimes makes it even more difficult for somebody to defeat them. And this is exactly what could happen here. Oh, nice quirk, 1-1. Oak will have to be very active with his offense in order to stop that quirk from going through his guard. He's quite exposed to it, as you can see. 2-1. He will have to make Subu uncomfortable. Double. Oh. Tanks the hit there, and it's 2-2. Three-piece combo there from Subu. Another quirk. And again, another one. Double. Three-two. Oak is looking for solutions, and it was the right intent there, but he got stopped immediately. 4-2. Oh, a thrust there. It did not score initially, but it scored in the second part of the attack. Oh, a thrust there, just under the arm. Physics. That happens sometimes. That happens particularly with thrusts like that. I've seen some other characters having the same problem. I said it last week, and I think Eve said it as well, that fighting with Jan turns into a rapier fight because of his ability to thrust well and fast. And I'm pretty sure Oak is feeling that right now. He's feeling that he can't really get close. 7-4, and he does exactly what he would do in a rapier fight, which is go longer and then counter thrust. 2 quick points, and he's 1 point behind now. Oh, and he gets another one, 7-7. Subu lost the lead there quite quickly. I think he lost his focus a little bit there. Oh, and he caught him again with that back cut. 8-8. This is gonna be a very close fight. But what I could say, even though it's even, Subu scored his points a lot easier than Oak did. So Oak had to really work for his points, and sometimes that takes a toll on somebody's mental energy. Oh, and he gets another one here, 9-8. The same cut that he managed to get a couple of points. 9-8. Very close fight, but we're getting close to the last third of the fight. A nice counter there, 9-9. Double. Yeah, the speed mode does not work. Does not work anymore. It is what it is. Oh, that was a nice thrust to the arm there. If it's gonna work in the future, we're definitely gonna use it. Oh, and again another one to the body. 12-10. Oh, a cork. The follow-up does not land. Oak stands still and blocks it. Uphill battle here for Oak. Oh, the same. Maybe Subu needs to change his punish attack there after landing the cork. Oh, a 3-piece combo, and this time Subu catches him 13-10, and he's getting close. Oh, 14-10 here with the nice cork. Only one more needed here for Subu. Oak has nothing to lose at this point. Needs to go for it. It's not impossible. Double. It only takes like getting 2 or maybe 3 points. Oh, and that's it. 15-10. Very difficult fight here for Oak, and it went exactly as I thought it would go in terms of back and forth. And as I said, Subu played Yan exactly how veteran play other characters that they don't main, which is playing very tight and sticking to fundamentals, and it's very difficult to defeat somebody that plays like that. So yeah, congratulations.
Thanks. Yeah.
Subu will advance to the next round, and the next fight is going to be Jihadi, and I'm fighting him for the first time. And I am planning to do a saber run for this tournament, just to keep things fresh a little bit. So I'm probably gonna go with Alex, and if I win this one, I'm gonna
Hmm.
challenge you to an Alex mirror if you accept. That would be interesting.
Yeah, this is true. Chernobyl says that I crushed a bunch of people in a spar the other day with Jan, just busted them out of nowhere. Yeah, I've been practicing a bit, so I knew exactly who I was gonna pick for Oak.
Yeah, it seems that the Jan fight is very difficult for Laszlo
Hmm.
because
I
Laszlo.
think Bar is more fun, but Jan is just better in this matchup.
Yeah, in this matchup, yeah, for sure. Right, so let's start with the first fight for me. Jihadi's taking the left side. I'm taking the right side.
Yeah, the hardest part for Oak was probably not even the fact that I was stabbing him. It's the fact that at any point, and we saw it a few times, I
Right.
could switch it up and go for like a three-piece combo or a big cut out of nowhere. And Oak has to address both of those threats. He can't, just focus on long guard if I'm just gonna come in and cut him anyway. So just the fact there were so many different moves I could use at any given time, I think that applied a lot of pressure.
We're doing an Alexander mirror here.
Nice, nice.
Yeah. Let's see how it goes.
Very fun mirror in my experience.
Yeah,
Jihadi has played a
it's
bit of
fun.
Alex, and I think he wanted to go with the mirror because he was worried about Marina or Connor being countered. So yeah, Eve agrees that just that he can switch it up so much. It's kind of like Calc, the reason why Calc kind of saw a bit of a resurgence, but I'd say Jan does a lot of that stuff, but better than Calc because he's faster. Sacrifices a little bit of reach, but he's got some other advantages that make up for that, I think. And even compared to most of the Sabers, he's still got pretty solid reach. Rangy thrust slashes. Yeah, exactly. And he does still have some. I wasn't able to pull them off very much, but he does have some wonky cancels if you're very precise with the inputs. Alex is Jihadi's most played character so far. Yeah, he's recently switched to Marina and Connor a little bit, but I'm not surprised that Alex is the most popular pick for him. But Venador's played this mirror quite a bit. He's played the character, certainly. So he's also doing pretty well. Going low, Venador, and there's another double. Going low is a good idea, especially if you set it up first. You go for those high attacks, then you go low. You can also do vice versa, going low into high with Alex. Just gotta be careful not to take a hit to the head, because sometimes that results in an unfavorable trade. But Alex guards high, so theoretically, your chances of getting your guard to your head in time are a little bit higher with him than some other characters. Nice wraparound from Venador. A lot of these moves have very boring names in the move list. Like, I call that one a whirlwind. And then the wraparound is the down forward Y. Some of these are telegraphed a little bit, but it's a nice tempo switch, and they threaten the opponent's guard more. So if you use them properly, they really can throw people off. And there's the jump. I would tell Jihadi to stop jumping, but maybe he's like Piper, because he made it work just now. So, I mean, there's definitely a time to do it. Venador just showed us a time to do it. When your opponent's like sidestepping like that and exposing the weak of the blade to your big swing, there's a chance you'll get through. Well, I say weak of the blade, they're using sticks, but you know what I mean. It's the same mechanics. Yeah, there's a jump. Something with Alex as well is because he moves forward so fast, you can get too close to your opponent and stuff can get past that you don't expect. Well, And that's often what happens when you jump, and why I personally don't like jumping unless my opponent's tired. Sometimes you just get blocked, and then a patient opponent immediately punishes. That leg cut proving very effective from Venador, and there's the jump. Venador not afraid to just get in there and finish this fight because he's up those flags. But we kind of saw it, I think, last fight a little bit. I kind of relaxed at one point after getting an advantage. Then Oak was able to match me and made a slight comeback, so I had to adjust again. This could happen here as well. Jihadi is not to be underestimated. That's another double. Jihadi was hoping for a clean victory there, no doubt, but just didn't quite happen. And that's the danger of going low, is that you can get hit in the head. And at best, that tends to end in a double. And if you're unlucky, you'll straight up just lose that engagement. Pressure on Jihadi, but I have to say he's taking advantage of the fact that Venador perhaps is relaxing a little bit. I can tell yeah, he was kind of locking in with that flag, and then he moves in for the horizontal cut. Nicely done from Venador.
GG, that was really fun. Jihadi is a worthy opponent. He had some really good moments in there. It's also, I would say, it's also a little bit of an experience with this particular mode, because you have to keep a certain rhythm to it. And I felt that Jihadi at times he was kind of losing that rhythm. Like he was doing something well, but then he was losing the rhythm. Yeah. So let's move to round 2. And we got Eve versus Pico fighting again. Eve. Pico, very tricky opponent, the trickster of the community. And especially in an environment like this, in a mode like this, he gets even trickier. We'll see if Pico's gonna go with the London Shank. It's kind of the Scottish Shank, but you get my point.
Yeah, they like their Dirk daggers though, so that still works. I saw somebody on Facebook, he was like tearing apart Kubeld's depiction of a Highlander, saying how historically inaccurate it is, and it should be carrying a dirk and all this other stuff. It was kind of funny. It's kind of like me, when I really know something from history, I can get like that too, so I totally understood, but it was funny.
Try again, Pico. What's inaccurate about him?
Just that he looks a bit like a Jacobite. So he looks like he's from the 18th century instead of the 17th century. The clan pattern and stuff is off, and
so he's
yeah.
So he's kind of accusing Kubol that he used an image that is more recognizable, something like that.
Yeah, I'd say that's what Kubel did, and then in doing so, it was a bit inaccurate, and so this guy was just tearing apart the outfit. If you look on Facebook, you'll probably find his post. It was a pretty long one.
I see. Eve taking left side. Oh, did we go to... Oh, damn it. I said it. It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's a tough choice as a
Yeah.
developer, you know? Like going with something that everybody can recognize, or...
Yeah.
It's a little bit difficult.
Definitely. And obviously he's more familiar with Polish stuff, so I don't really blame him for making some mistakes.
Yeah.
I mean, I would have made the same mistakes too, and I like history, right? Like, I'm not a Highlander expert or anything, so...
Yeah, I was... Honestly, I mean, my image of a Highlander is one with the claymore. You know, so even the fact that I saw him with a broadsword and a shield, it was quite surprising to me. As a, you know, just video game player. 1-1.
Yeah. And it's confusing further because they're both called claymores.
Yeah, but the claymore was around at this time, right?
Yes, both of them were both types of sword. I'd say it was starting to fall out of fashion though because of guns and stuff like that. But yeah, they were still around.
I see.
Anyway, let's focus on the fight.
Yeah. I'll be right back, actually.
All right, no problem. Okay, so Eve against Pekla, Barabash versus Marta. And in theory, I would say Barabash is a good pick, but Marta is just so much stronger than she used to be. Even it feels like it hasn't been that long ago where she was weak. But out of nowhere, people discovered that no, she's actually like ever since the accuracy buffs, she's been able to target openings very well, and so it's no longer a simple case of just lawn guard, move forward, and hit her. It's not like Marie, especially someone like Pekla who knows the cancels. I'm actually a little surprised he didn't go with Connor, but we're seeing here that Marta's actually kind of bullying Eve a bit here. Eve is just, he's getting hit a lot, and he's being hit so much that Pekla is actually getting tired for a moment there. And actually we see a cut on Eve's face, which is going to stay there for the rest of the match. Some kind of bug, but it's a bug that kind of makes sense. I mean, if you're getting whacked in the face with a stick a bunch of times, yeah, it's going to draw blood. But there's not supposed to be wounds in this mode, so it's kind of funny. Makes Bara look a little more badass. He's got that battle wound on his face. And Eve's going with that long guard sidestep, which usually is risky, but in this matchup, I completely see why he's doing that. Because the other sidestep, I think, is more designed to defend against cuts. You can dodge thrusts with it, but it's a bit harder to parry them compared to long guarding first, then sidestepping. Eve found that upcut, which is a very quick move up close. It might be one of his best bets. The thrust was a good idea. That used to be a good idea, especially when Marta was weak. I think Marta counters it a bit better now, but it can still beat the blade like we saw there.
Yeah.
It's just Marta has an easier time recovering from a lot of that stuff now.
Yeah, I think Marta, after recent changes, I think she's a very competitive character. She's not...
Yep.
You know, she's not S tier or anything, but I think she can hold her own against a lot of characters.
Yeah.
And
Also, you might have noticed Bara has a battle wound
really?
on his face, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, one of the strikes drew some blood. Oh, yeah, Eve's getting his rhythm now, though. This is textbook anti-Marta play with Bara. Yeah, I feel like maybe it's just me, but Marta's blocking some stuff that she used to not block too.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe her guard is a little bit better.
Yeah. Her accuracy definitely is better, though. That's the most beneficial change. Like, right there, she just sniped the face. That was beautiful.
I think they should be like that, right? Because Rapier is all about
Yeah.
precision.
Yeah, and literally a small wrist movement with the Rapier, and the point is in a different spot, too. So it's supposed to be very nimble and whatnot.
Pico has recovered a big difference here. It was 11-6 at one point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And this is probably the toughest part of this mode, is you just gotta stay locked in the whole time. You can't, not against a good opponent anyway, you can't relax and just do whatever.
Nice.
There, the upcut was working well for Eve.
Close fight.
Yeah. And the scary thing about Pekla is he's really using that nimble point to his advantage. He's canceling stuff, then throwing cuts out of nowhere, or thrusts. So even if you hold long guard out, he'll beat it. Eve is having to be very active, and he's doing a great job of that now. Just needs one more flag.
Yeah, the side steps. Although a lot of people avoid side steps against rapiers, looks like they were the key here in
Yeah,
winning this fight. So eventually a win for Eve, who moves on to the semifinals. And the next fight is going to be me versus you.
nice. That'll be a tough one.
Yeah. Are we going Alex Mirror or are we doing something else?
Let's try Alex Mirror. That sounds like fun.
Alright. Okay, you're already in. I mean, obviously you can pick whoever you want. I'm just saying that could be fun.
Yeah, it's a mirror I really enjoy. I definitely won't pass up an opportunity to do that. So I don't think, well, Jihadi plays Alex, but he's in the lower bracket, so.
Yeah. Because
Anyway, good luck.
otherwise I don't think. Good luck. I don't think I would have played Alex against somebody else. Maybe I picked another saber that I know a little bit better. Oh, that was last second. Nice. Oh, so many hits. Nice. Sloppy from me. Oh, I think you moved into it. Nice. GG. That was really fun. A lot
Uh,
of.
Oak says you scored on a double.
I what?
Oak says you got a point on a double. I'm not sure, but that's what Oak's saying.
Let me check. Just going back.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
think
no worries.
I think it
It's
might
not
be
your fault. That's what
there.
happened.
Yeah, there's a bug. It happens very rarely. The 7 score.
7th score.
Okay,
Okay, thanks, Oak.
let me see.
Yeah, I was dialed in, so I didn't see it.
Yeah, me neither. 6-2.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, yeah. Oh, that's the
Okay.
first one. It's when we had those a lot of hits. Uh, there was a moment where there were a lot of hits in the thing. Yeah, so
Ah, okay.
it's 14 to 8 then.
Okay.
Good catch, Oak. It was 8, right?
Yeah, you'll probably win it anyway. Yeah.
I mean, what's fair, it's fair.
Yeah.
You never know.
I'll still try though.
Yeah, it was probably one of those glitchy things.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Oh, nice.
Mhm.
Yeah, those pushes are well timed on your part. GG.
Yeah, GG. Well, you got one more point though. So,
I'll take it.
yeah. Yeah, it was a good fight. I think a lot of the moments were just I mean, every flag was kind of disputed and there were so many moments where you were like just 1 inch away from getting a double or getting the counter or it
Mm,
just felt like that.
yeah.
All
Yeah,
right.
100%. You the way you play is kind of like a more tame Piper because you're not afraid to push, but you're not just jumping and going nuts. You're kind of playing a really precise Alex, so that's really nice on your part.
Yeah, thank you very much. Well, I still have a lot to learn with him. And as I always say, whenever you fight a mirror and you play against the character that you main, it's always a little bit of extra pressure added
Mm,
because you obviously know all the things that the other, I mean, the character can do, but at the
hmm.
same time, it's just in a whole different order, so it kind of messes up with you a little bit. Um,
Yeah.
right. So we're moving to the lower bracket now, and we have a couple of fights over there. You'll be fighting soon as well.
Hmm.
The first fight that we're gonna have is going to be Oak versus Jihadi. So now we're switching to 10 points. I'm glad that I went with this format because it looks like we're gonna be on time. Um, yeah. Okay. So Oak versus Jihadi is now. Yeah. Regarding the this mode has always been a little bit bugged sometimes, but unfortunately they're not game-breaking bugs, and we just have to catch some of these things happening. Um, but every time we actually manage to do so to catch these things. So
Hmm.
yeah,
Yeah. So if you guys notice something, don't be afraid to let us know.
yeah. Oak, try again. So now we're going into 10 points, and 10 points in this mode, you know, it's a little bit kind of the three flag thing that we had last time.
Hmm.
So anything can happen. But still, 10 points are 10 points. So maybe it's not going to be that easy to defeat somebody like Oak. Oak is going Mari, or maybe he just, yeah, I think he.
Mm. Oh well, he I don't think he meant to. Yeah. Uh, maybe Oak's not on the right side. I don't know.
Yeah, I think he needs to be on the left.
Yeah, Oak's on the left, by the way, guys. Ooh,
Uh,
he's gonna go yawn. I don't blame him. Oh,
oh,
yeah.
what was he? Okay, I thought it. Okay,
I don't know.
yeah, Oak is left and Jihadi is right. Yeah, I have this.
Oh, Jihadi.
What? Something happened? Controller. Oh, I gave him a keyboard. For some reason, I thought that he needs keyboard. Should be good now. Yeah. Lazo here for Oak. Let's see who Jihadi picks. Maybe that's a problem. Can I choose Marina? Yeah, I can choose whoever, man. What's going on? Oh, I see. Yeah, I was talking about the bugs and everything. So the bugs that happen in this mode. So that was the first one. The first time I saw that one. Another one that happens is sometimes both get 1 point. Both players get 1 point. And another one is the when you can still move after scoring a point, but your opponent doesn't. But that one is very easy to recognize.
Hmm.
This
So
one with
Marina
this,
against Laszlo. Nice from Oak.
yeah, I say Laszlo's probably one of the characters that is well equipped against Marina, and we see it right here with one attack that is
Hmm.
quite good against her. There you go.
Yeah, he's very fast. He can mix it up. Like Marino's not slow by any means, but
Yeah,
Laszlo is particularly fast.
yeah.
So,
Yeah, because that's particularly one thing that a lot of characters struggle against Marina, which is whenever she gets in close range, she's usually faster than those characters, but not against Laszlo. He's fast enough.
yeah,
So there you go, the same low attack that goes right under her shield.
yeah.
7.
Beautiful spacing.
Yeah,
Oak is just punishing every small mistake that's made.
needs 2 more
And
to make it
we might
flawless
see it.
here.
Yeah. Push.
Nine.
Nicely done.
Oh,
Yeah, he's
Jihadi
found
gets
the
one.
follow-up to the push. I've noticed in previous
And
fights.
another
Oh,
one.
Jihadi for another one. He's quartered. He's gonna fight like a cornered animal.
3.
Yeah, sometimes you actually don't want your opponent in the corner.
That's
Oh,
it.
but Oak gets it.
That's a very fast fight. Thank you very much, Jihadi. See you on the next event, which will start right after this one. It's kind of tough for him. He's a new player, I believe, like a newer player, but it's something that I've been saying for a very long time, which is what's kind of happened with these Hellish Quart tournaments is that when you're a new player, you're already thrown into the Shark Tank. Like it's
Hmm.
not like okay, I can fight some guys my level, and then no, you're just right in there with the Oakenlicks, with the Eve, with the Subutai, with the Taos. So fighting somebody that has over how many years now? 4 years of Hellish Quart is is very tough. It's very tough.
Yeah,
So, but he looks promising. He looks promising. I didn't see any, you know, glaring mistakes from him there. He was just, you know, doesn't have the experience right now. But I'm sure he's going to do a lot better soon. Right. So we're moving to the second round of the lower bracket, and we got Subu fighting Teflon.
Yeah, I feel like if Jihadi was using a regular character, like someone without a shield, that's what I mean by that, he might have been able to defend a lot of those lunges, but Marina's just so vulnerable to that side that he wasn't able to defend very easily. He thought he was safe. And honestly, I thought a lot of those were still going to get blocked, but they weren't. So, I mean, even an experienced player could fall for a lot of that stuff.
Actually, one thing that Jihadi was doing, and he probably did not realize, and it's something, it's a little bit of a mistake that people do whenever they fight in these modes, the wooden or Hema or these ones that are fast paced, is that whenever you lose a point, you immediately tend to move forward or to attack immediately forward in order to gain those points back. It's just a
Mm.
natural reaction. And when that happens, that's the perfect moment for you to get punished. And that's exactly what Oak did there. So Jihadi
Yep.
was losing a point and then immediately was moving forward trying to get that point back, and he was getting punished. And it happened a couple of times. It's just a natural reaction, just like in think about just regular combat sports, right? Think about boxing,
Hmm.
MMA. Whenever somebody gets punched in the face, he immediately wants to get that one back. You know, just goes in there and tries
Yes.
to get that one back, and sometimes they get hit again. So it's kind of the same thing
Hmm.
here because the rhythm of the fight in this mode is somewhat similar to a combat sport compared to
Yep.
Sharp. Right. So let's go with the next fight now. So it's going to be Subutai on the left, Teflon on the right, and let's see what characters these two are going to go with. So it looks like Subu is switching back to Yan, and Teflon might go with Yatsik. Or Laszlo.
Oh, Laszlo, maybe.
Yeah,
Oh, it's up to
going
him. All
Laszlo.
right, nice. Probably best to stick with who you're warmed up with. Anyway, good luck, Teflon.
Yeah, 10 points. Immediately after that, we're going to have Oak fighting Pico. For another 10 points. That's going to be pretty interesting because if Pico sticks with Martha, Martha could be quite dangerous. Or oh, nice thrust to the body. Yeah, Subu knows exactly what he wants to do here, and we all know what he wants to do here, but can Teflon stop him? That's the question. Oak wasn't able to do so. We'll see if Teflon maybe brings something different here to the table. Did that hit twice? I think it hit twice, right?
It was twice. That's why I paused it. Yeah, I saw it. I hit him
Okay.
twice with the corkscrew. So
Okay, it's 2-0. Okay. Yeah, I didn't expect bugs to happen this often, but it's good that we noticed it. It's 2-0. And again, the cork 4-0 now. And it's 5. Oh, Teflon here with the snap cut. Very fast. Yeah, maybe the snap cut is a good choice, but it doesn't have too much range. Again, gets caught. Careful there. Subu realized last second. Oh, nice one to the head. 7-1. Teflon doesn't seem to have an answer. 8-1. 9-1. Hit rematch. Yeah. So Subu needs one more. Now he's in the same position that I was against him. Scored one more point. And that's it. 10-1. Very dominant victory here for Subu. Unfortunately, Teflon was not able to stop Subu here. When he was picking Yatsik, and Teflon is actually a very good Yatsik, and then went back to Laszlo. I wanted to say something, but then I realized that I would be influencing, players on their picks. I wanted to say that
Yeah.
just earlier on, Laszlo really struggled against Jan, so it's probably not a best choice, but it's a lesson for the future maybe. Thank you very
Yeah.
much, Teflon. Thank you for joining. Last moment. Hopefully, we're gonna see you in the next one. There will start not too late from now. We still have a couple of fights to go through, and the next one is gonna be Oak versus Pico.
Mm-hmm. He has its auto guard blocks with stabs. Yeah, I think so for sure. I
Yeah,
would have had to switch to a more cutting game, which I can definitely do. But it definitely would have added a complexity to it if he went with Yazlik, I think.
quite interesting. If Oak defeats Pico here, you're gonna fight again.
Yeah, that would be crazy.
Uh,
But at least it's a fight I'm pretty warmed up for, so hopefully it'll go well.
yeah, I'm not sure if he goes through and will fight you again.
Hmm.
I'm not sure if Oak's gonna go Laszlo again. He's probably gonna maybe he's even if you go Jan, he's probably going to match the
Hmm.
character pick. Oak is on the left, Pico on the right. Who knows?
Yeah, he could. It's a little known fact that he can play a decent Yon.
Yeah, I think Jan is actually kind of his third
Mm.
character, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, did I choose
Laszlo against Connor,
training? Let me see.
hopefully. Okay.
I'm really sorry, guys. The muscle memory is just too strong. Let me see.
Yeah, it happens.
Ah,
Yeah,
yes.
feel sharp.
My bad.
Pretend to pick Laszlo and go Cal. I mean, honestly, I think Yon and Bara can take on most people though, so I wouldn't feel like it's a huge counter pick if he did that. And I think Oak's gonna stick with Laszlo though, but I might be wrong. Just because he said previously, like, I want to go back to Laszlo and stick with Laszlo, so. Yeah, he did well with Calc, but he was like, I don't find Calc as fun to play, so he's gonna stick, I think, with the character he finds most fun.
Yeah. Pico is the only player that, or at least that I know of, that has actually dedicated time to learn Connor. I think Connor is a pretty solid character. Oh,
Yeah.
goes low. 1-1.
Especially in his hands, yeah.
He has a couple of fast
And-
attacks like this one. And I like that he has attacks from a lot of positions, actually. He can strike low, he can strike high, he can thrust to the body.
Yeah, Oak, to win this, really needs to make the best use of his footwork. I think without that, Connor's gonna pick him apart. Kind of like the way Jan can do to Laszlo. Connor's just a bit more defense-oriented, but otherwise I think Peckle has largely got the same game plan that a Jan would have.
You know, Laszlo's weakness, glaring weakness is that he could get hit to the body. And that's exactly where Connor has some of his best weapons, which is that
Yes.
thrust to the body, the shank that we were talking last time.
Yeah.
And it's pretty fast, too.
Oof, nice movement from Oak. Pekla might get tired. That's a danger with Connor.
Oh,
Oh, he's definitely tired though. It's only a matter of time. Oh my goodness. Oak is worried because it
Oh.
looks like he recovers when he
Oh, that's
dashes, but he's
that's
not.
got it. Got it. Got it.
And
If
he can actually block stuff when he does that, I think, because his shield's up when he dashes.
I see that Oak is trying a lot of the attacks that he was trying against Marina as well, but they don't seem to work as well.
Yeah.
I think Connor actually
I,
holds his shield maybe a little bit lower than
mhm.
Marina does.
I think that
Just a
basket
little
as
bit.
well sometimes catches those
Yeah.
cuts.
5-5.
He has a longer sword in general too, so that even just that on its own probably helps.
Yeah, and he has a lot more attacks though. Marina doesn't have too many attacks. She has a couple.
Yeah. And even the ones that are different tend to be pretty similar as to what they achieve, maybe just a slightly different angle.
Yeah. Oak managed to wear a Pico down a couple of times.
Yeah.
This might become a strategy, which is the pressure to wear him down. Oh,
Yeah.
again goes low. See that low strike that usually works against Marina does not work against Connor, or it might work,
Yeah.
but just as a regular counter. Oh,
And if he can get a blade beat, that's his best bet too, because Connor really struggles with that if you manage to blade beat him.
yeah,
I think because Laswell can move so much faster, whittling down Connor is a legitimate strategy.
yeah,
It might not be the most glamorous strategy or the easiest strategy to play, but I think it is the play.
yeah. And Oak has actually mastered this footwork, this bouncy footwork, just moving back and forth. Kind of looks like, for those who watch the UFC, looks a little bit like Wonder Boy Thompson, just
Yeah.
bouncing back and forth.
Beautiful blade beats from Oak too. He really, like when Pekla goes for that long lunge, he always seems to land that blade beat. Oh, but not those short thrusts. Those are a bit tougher.
2 points remaining. Next fight is going to be between me and E. Going back to the winner's bracket.
Hmm. Yeah, you can see that it hit his basket, that lunge, where Marina doesn't have much protecting her hand.
Oh, the two-piece combo. That was a brave move there from Oak. But that's
Definitely.
what, sometimes separates. Wins from losses, gets caught there. 9-9. Down to the last point.
That was a good try from Oak, but he overextended slightly and Pekla nailed him. I suspect he won't make that mistake again, but we'll see. Oak's a very precise player. Yeah, he's keeping range a little bit, but he's still applying that pressure. Oh,
Oh, in the
Pekla gets
second.
it. Nicely
Yeah.
done.
Just stole it last moment. Oak kind of had the advantage for the entire fight, like just 1 point ahead, but he stole it in
Hmm.
the last, and that's Pico's specialty, just stealing fights. I've seen him do it last time. Unfortunately, Oak is eliminated from this one, but we're going to be seeing him in the next tourney. So we got four people left. So Eve and I in the winners bracket, Subu and Pico in the lower bracket. Let's see who's going to be crowned champion. Let's see. Semi-finals. So the first one is going to be between me and Eve.
Yeah, it was a great fight.
I'm just going to quickly get some water. I need some water for this fight.
Yeah.
I'm dehydrated.
And I love how Pekla scored that last point too. He just found that moment to deliver 2 strikes, and Oak wasn't able to get away in time. And yeah, I agree with Eve 100%. Anyone who has the sword out in front of them will tend to do better against the on-stabs, as a rule. It's not a perfect solution, but like think Samuel, Barabash, even another Yawn, people like that. Isabella too, although sometimes she gets caught by some stuff aimed at the head, so even that is not perfect.
Yeah. So this is.
Zera, in my experience, is tough to stab.
Yeah,
That
he
might be
can
another
be
one.
stabbed to the hands sometimes, but it's one of those hits that you can, like, it's just a very tight
Yeah.
spacing and window to get it. You kind of have to always be like in a range that you like it's a little bit further than you think it should be in order to have enough force in order to hit that hit that hand. It's like you
Hmm.
can't really go consciously for it. You just kind of
Yeah.
you get it sometimes, but you can never. Oh wait, I need to move it back to 15.
Sam has an 11% win rate against Dion, apparently. Thought he would be doing better. Yeah, I might have thought so as well. I think he's mostly talking about our events, not your events, but yeah. I wonder if it's because Jan does a lot of the same things Samuel does, but better. It's funny, Jan really feels like he's the main character, even though he's not anymore.
Let's do this.
But nice. Barbash mirror.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking of doing that against Eve as well. That's such a fun one as well.
We've had a couple in the past, and they're always very close.
Yeah. Obviously, I was debating Jan as well, because I think Jan does well against Bara, but I guess we'll see if the time comes. Eve getting a bit tired, but that's just because they're doing a lot of feinting, some whiffs. That trick shot is really risky with Barabash, and Venador does it as well.
Nice.
It's definitely like there's certain points where it is a good idea to land it. Like I think if you long guard a lunge and you're close, you can just trick shot and get a really quick punish. But otherwise, it's a huge gamble. Eve goes low. Yeah, that's a deceptive one. That cut to the leg, that sidestep, nicely done. Oh, there you go. There's the wound on his face. I don't know if it's a Barabash only bug. That'd be interesting to see, but it's one of those things where it makes sense. He got whacked in the head with a stick after all, but since it's a training mode, it is not intended. It would be funny though. I think that used to be a feature in one of the training modes. Like there was a training mode that was sharp or something that was way back. And then you could have just tons and tons of blood on the floor because of it, but Kubel didn't want that, I don't think, so. Problem is that both Sam and Jan can be in the same range. Yeah, but Jan moves his body if his attack, Sam doesn't. Yeah, Sam is... I think he's very noob-friendly in that way. He's a bit more simple to play. Although you could say Jan is pretty simple to play too, in some ways. Although there are some complexities like with any character, but... Like if I were to recommend a new player to play somebody, and they do not know who they want to play, Jan and Samuel have to be top picks. Barabash to a lesser extent, but I mean, just because Jan has some straightforward stabs and stuff, I'd be leaning towards Jan, even as someone who finds Barabash more fun. Like, I wouldn't tell them not to play Barabash if that's the character they want, but... Jan of Old Trades. I mean, yeah, it's the same name as it's a similar name to Jack, so it's not the same name, but it's similar origin. so it kind of makes sense, Yawn of all trades. I wonder if in Poland they have a saying like that based on Yawn, like Jack of all trades. Whoa, what is happening? That's probably an acceptable outcome considering what was happening, but
I'm pretty sure we were
wow,
both going for the meme there.
yeah, it's like you saw the weirdness and you just kept going because it's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do that too. Yeah, I don't blame you. The belly lunge has seen a bit more use than I might have expected.
Oh, nice.
Not to say it's a bad idea, but a lot of people don't like getting so close and exposing the head, I find. But it's proving to be a nice pressure tool here. It's not usually landing a hit, but it's applying that threat of a hit, so an opponent can't just let their guard down. And I thought Eve was going to get a hit there, to be honest. That looked really well executed, but maybe it hit the handle, I don't know. The invisible handle. Because I think the hand protection is the same, it just doesn't look like it. But I might be wrong. Because it's supposed to be essentially the same game, just different mode, so... Oh, they both... But Eve maybe slightly faster? Hard to say. But Eve got it. Very, very slick gameplay. Guard is a chain, aesthetically nasty. I like it. Is it the guard I would pick on a sword? Probably not. But I think it looks fine. Sam a bit more difficult for a newbie because of different guards. I mean, perhaps, but I feel like you're mostly sticking to neutral. He does have a bit more complexity though, there is no question. Whereas Yawn is just, you don't have to worry about guards, you don't have to worry about super complex moves for the most part, it's just straightforward, so. I could see Yawn being easier for sure. Sam's stab, by the way, like, it's a good one, but it also is the type of thing where if it's very easy to overextend with. So there's also an element of that to it. Chernobyl says he respects our wrong opinion. Fair enough. Like I said, though, it's not the guard I would pick. Like, if I had a choice, I'd probably go with a knuckle bow at least. Or one of those half baskets that are on some later sabers. Those are really nice. There's also 3-bar hilts, which are a bit later as well. Those are pretty nice. Okay, longer, yeah, and there's a double nice from Venador, staying in the fight a bit longer with that, because Eve was hoping to, well, he got it now, he was hoping to get a more substantial lead late in the game, and that can definitely have an effect on you. If it feels like you're behind the whole time, and now Eve can suddenly win it, and he's applying good pressure with those side steps. Like, as someone who plays bar a lot myself, I have to say it feels like he never stopped playing the game. That's how good he is with them. Oh, a double. He's probably very happy with that, actually. Snap cut from Venador. That's actually a very dangerous snap cut, but big surprise. Barra blocks his own snap cut pretty well if he's ready for it. It's usually a good interrupting move, but yeah, I think Eve used it just then to trade with the chop. There's the belly lunge. Good job from Venador. Venador's doing good. Like weights, like the basket. Yeah, it puts the weight towards the hand, which is often a good thing, but you could argue it's also potentially better to have the weight a bit towards the blade with some sabers. But you can have the best, you can have both worlds as well, though. You know those Austrian 1858 cavalry sabers? Those are my favorite. Where it's got one fuller on the blade, so the blade's actually a little bit heavier, but you still have that half basket. So it's kind of like you've got substantial enough weight on the blade, but you've still got some of that weight back towards the hand, so it's not too much. Yeah. And so the one fuller design, it does look bizarre, but it does mean there's less steel taken off the blade, so... Yeah, it helps with cutting, as Peckle was saying there.
Damn.
But it's got a decent enough point for stabbing, too. Nice from Venador, by the way.
That was one of the hardest fights I've ever had. I think it's the hardest fights that I won. I think it's probably in top 5 hardest fights.
Wow.
Really, really hard.
It's high praise.
Yeah. Great fight, man. Great fight. It's one of those fights where you have to use every single brain cell that you have. Yeah. So Eve might be coming back in the final. He only needs to win one more, but he will have to wait for a little bit because you are fighting Pico now. And immediately after that, the winner of this one will face Eve. Subu, Pico.
Between us, we use bars full moveset. Yeah, you guys even used the trick shot. And I think part of it was meme, like for the memes, but still. I think there's a down back Y that you might not have used, but you pretty much used everything.
You're on the left and Pico on the right.
Okay. Tekla says you'll get some water for a second. He won't be long.
Eve says that we use bar of Musa. Yeah, and that's actually a problem, to be honest, because at one point I felt that we kind of exhausted everything we had. Oh, it's 10 points only, but that's fine. We can just play until 10. First point goes to Pico. Oh, try to push there. Jan's pushes are not the best. Oh, but nice cut there by Subu, 2-1. 3-1 now catches him with that snap cut. Very fast one, and Pico knows exactly how to cancel attacks. 4-1. I find it amazing how he does it even with this pain. 5-1. Very fast start here for Pico. And the third place of this tournament will get some serious points in the rankings. So Pico might solidify his position in the top for this one. Oh, nice one to the face. 6-1. Oh, and again another one. 7-1. And if Pico wins this, we might see Eve versus Pico again. Reminder, because we're getting close to the end of this one, we have another tournament, and then the winner of that tournament will face the winner of this one. So sign up if you haven't. You can find the link on the announcements on the server. Oh, that was it scored for both, right? At that point. We'll have to see. 9-4. Just play until 11. We'll see after. Oh, tired. I think there was an attack that point to score for both. Oh, punched him in the face and then immediately went back. Oh, another one. double. 10. One more. Just play one more. Because I think there was a bug. Oh. And that's it. That's it. That's it, boys. I can't bother. Okay. It's not.
Okay, yeah, Pekla wanted some more there.
Yeah, it's not really that important, but I think there was a point that was scored for both there. Quite surprising that we had a couple of bugs here.
Oh, yeah, no, that.
A third spot, but you have another chance in the second event. 10, 2,
Mm-hmm.
6 was it? 7? 7, I believe.
I think 6 because we both scored off the one.
Yeah. All right. So we got 3 players left. So we're gonna have Eve versus Pico again. This is the lower bracket final. So whoever wins this gets to the grand final. Whoever loses gets third place. But still a lot of points in the rankings.
Yeah, Eve's worried about fighting that Connor, and I don't blame him. Pekla is so solid with him.
Yeah.
And I feel like most people aren't, so it's not a case of Connor being super unbeatable. It's Pekla just using all of his tools perfectly. So
Eve,
good
come
luck,
back.
Eve. That's going to be a tough one.
Yeah. Time to give Eve a Connor. Welcome. Let's see. Let me have a quick look at the other tournament. The last time I checked, there were 8 people in. Let's see if anybody else joined in the meantime. It also happens that
10.
sometimes people get, you know, they see the stream and everything, and they get excited, and then they sign up for the next one. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. We got 10 people now in that one. We got the likes of Piper. We got Maestro. Chernobyl.
Yeah, Maestro makes sense.
Yeah, Chernobyl said told us in the beginning. So yeah, the second event is going to be very tough as well. But you know, the number of players does not necessarily mean that the tournament is stronger. You know, because for example, if you have if you have 7 people competing, but all of them are elite, it means that every single fight that you're going to have is going to be elite fight compared to. Compared to a tournament where you have multiple people. Sometimes you get some surprises, sometimes you get like a favorable path, and sometimes, you know, it's not that difficult as you'd expect it to be when you have multiple people. More room for surprises, more room for different paths, and especially if the bracket decides to simply just put like all the killers on one side and then another elite player on another side, so it's not always that. Okay, moving back to 10. Eve takes left. Pico takes the right side. Fighting for the final. Pico just has a very good way of just sneaking himself in the top 3. Like, he's done it so many times now. Just out of nowhere, just coming in and say, "Hey, I'll stay here." Yeah, Eve needs to pick somebody against Connor here. He's a little bit. Maybe. I remember he was playing Ian at one point, but I guess he's gonna stick with Barawash. I'll be right back.
Barbash, Eve, probably a good pick. You know, Barbash. I mean, I don't want to say it. I want Eve to kind of figure it out, but he might have certain moves that might do better than Yon in this matchup. Yeah, there's a specific move I'm thinking about. Eve might know what I'm talking about, but we'll see. That's not the one, but that's all I'll say. But Eve is doing a good job so far. It nonetheless is working. He's found his own way forward. Oh, Eve ducking the stab, and I don't think... There was a little bit of a stun there. Maybe he wasn't prepared for it. I'm not sure. Oh, going low, but there's the stab from Pekola. The chop. Can be a good pressure move, but I find he often blocks it unless he's in the middle of something. Oh, the stab again. That right there is probably his most nasty tool. It's just like Jan's, but he's also backing it up with a shield. And so he can block and stab you in the same go. Certainly in Pekola's hands, Connor is proving stronger in Arena, I would say. I'm kind of wondering if Laszlo is a better pick than Barabash, just because of footsies. But that could also just be Oak's masterful play with Laszlo. That kind of renders character choice irrelevant. It's just he's better with Laszlo. Good beat from Eve to Pekola with a nice reaction, actually.
Solid advantage here for Pico. Oh, goes to the leg and gets it. Pretty clean, actually. 7-4. Good advantage for Pico, but
oh. So Pekola made it look like he was going for a high guard cut, but then he did the faster neutral cut. And Eve was gonna punish the high guard cut. So his reaction ended up actually making it easier for Pekola to hit him. Again.
Goes low.
Yeah. Going low again. Yeah, that's... Eve's definitely discovered something. Yes. Yes, and against someone as good as Pekola, you gotta take every advantage you can. That sidestep actually not always landing, I'm finding.
Shanked him in the belly.
It's like a good move here, but... Ooh.
That was a perfect counter
Bit
for
flat-footed.
The shield was there.
Yes.
For Pico.
Ooh, and Pekola almost got it just now. That almost sniped the hand. That is nice from Pekola, too. He looks like he's gonna stab you sometimes, then he goes for a wide swing.
Oh, nice sidestep this time. It
Good
lands.
Yes. High guard,
Not
but
looking
yeah,
impossible right now.
definitely not. Pekola also sometimes goes low from high guard because he has a move where he can do that.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
Goes low.
Slapped him in the ass.
And this is where... Oh, this is where the pressure mounts. 9-9.
Yes. And that back X might be another move that Eve discovered that works pretty well. Oak was using something similar with Laszlo.
Oh, this could be a little bit of a comeback here, and he does it.
Beautiful.
Wow. Pico has a habit of kind of choking a little bit in these moments, but props to Eve there. He believed in himself. It was 9-6, and he won 4 straight flags, and he qualified to the grand final. Congratulations, Pico. Takes the number 3 spot. Congratulations. Points in the rankings. So yeah, 10-9. And now we're into the grand final. If Eve needs a moment, we can give him that moment. He's in the grand final against me. If he defeats me in this, so this one is going to be 15 points, but if he defeats me, the second final will be 20 points. So that's how it's going to go. So moving back to 15 points. Eve kind of got back. He had a little bit of an advantage against me earlier, and he lost it. And this was the same situation, but for him. Good to go. Okay, okay. Here we go. Grand final. I'm not sure I want to go Barabash again. It wasn't very comfortable earlier. I felt like he didn't have enough tools to well, obviously Eve didn't have either because he was using the same character, but probably want somebody that can do more things. Oh, it's actually going Calc.
Calc? Nice. Yeah, for a brief moment we saw a lot of Calc. And then it kind of dropped off a bit.
Yeah, let me tell actually no, I think it's fine.
So this is a matchup we don't see a lot of actually, because for the longest time Calc wasn't popular. Now his popularity is yet again kind of questionable because some of the people playing him haven't attended.
Yeah.
And Oak is back to Laszlo. But...
yeah, I actually wanted to pick Jacek regardless of his pick. I just need somebody that has more tools.
Big cuts there. Already Eve having to watch his stamina a little bit. It's not terrible. Well, after that hit it might be. But yeah, Calc's stamina definitely not his strong suit. Now his leg is taken out. But he gets the stab to the face. That's a trap people often fall into when fighting against Calc. Another lunge from Eve. Yeah, we might see more Calc from him after this, but we'll see how it goes. Stab, but then an A cut as Venador moves in. Yazid's normally decent guard, not working out too well because of the angles, those stabs. Well, speaking of stabs, though, Venador getting a nice hit. Stab from Venador. Venador moves in, but Eve gets a beautiful stab again. Another stab from Eve, but it slides off the blade. But Venador really couldn't find the moment to close in there, and that's because, again, that back X might be coming. Eve's definitely aware of Calc's weaknesses, and he is throwing preemptive attacks to try and deal with those. But Venador with a nice snipe to the hand, making it even now. Relatively even. It basically might as well be at this level. Eve has to stay solid. Big cut attempt there from Eve. Punished immediately because Yazek is so quick compared to Calc. Nice cancel from, but that results in a double. He faked a lunge, did a cancel, and tried to hit Venador, but Yazek's guard held up. Stab from Eve, an upcut attempt, but Yazek just with a barrage of attacks, and this is exactly what Venador needs. Eve recovering just in time, though. I don't blame Venador for trying that. Usually that is the time. Like, when your opponent is tired, especially Calc, you gotta just go in. But that's a trap even the best of us fall for sometimes. And that's why sometimes when people get tired, sometimes you'll see people just back off and sort of reassess a little bit. Yeah, you can finish the fight, but equally your opponent might land a hit. So sometimes it's good to just settle down a little bit and continue to play solid and then get the kill later while your opponent's weakened. But, you know, it's easier said than done, especially when you're wanting to get that advantage, like Venador was saying. You take a hit, and you're like, all right, I gotta get a hit back. Like, I can't just be sitting back and letting my opponent get away with this. But Eva is very patient. I was gonna say they're both tired, but now Venador's back to normal. He's hitting that leg, and Eve is really struggling to defend that. I think you have to hold long guard, and you have to just brace for it. Yes, that's what Eve tried, but Isaac has an attack incoming. So, oh, but that thrust, yeah. And that's not an easy thing to do either. Like, I'm saying you have to sit still with long guard to block that thrust, but people want to reposition. They don't want to stay static because that opens you up to other things if you sit still, especially with long guard. So some feints nicely done from both of them. Big lunging cut there. Moulinet from Venador. And it's actually a decent move of Yazlik. It hits decently hard. Yazlik isn't known for his damage, but that is one move that can do very well. Thrust and good counter cut from Venador, who has a lead now. So this is huge for him. He needs to convert it into a win, though, and that's going to be the tough part going forward. The pressure's sort of on him to not throw this, which can happen again to the best of us. Now Eve ready for that thrust, and he goes for the preemptive cuts there. Thrust from Eve goes back with the A cut, though. Nice single tempo, but Venador for a good point. Now applying tons of pressure, goes for the dash, and they get tangled up a bit, which often happens when you close each other down like that. That's where you usually want to grab, but you can't grab in this mode. Or you can, but it really doesn't do anything for you, so... Yeah, push, though. Push is a good option under the right circumstances. Eve of 2 points. But Eve's been in this situation before, and he's actually lost. So Eve is going to be looking to still play solid, I'm thinking. And Venador's got a little bit of catching up to do, but it is still disputed. There's no question. Big cut from Eve. That thrust, but beautifully sidestepped. Eve doesn't keep up the attack, though. It's probably a little bit difficult to follow that one up that he just did. Or he wasn't prepared for what he saw there. And Venador, I think the first hit didn't register, but it's hard to say. Nonetheless, he got it. You know, just keep going and you get a hit. And now, again, anybody's match, 100%. Long guard gets beat, but Venador's maintaining distance. He's not putting himself in a position where Eve can just snipe him. Double again. Going low. Eve this time blocking it. Oh, and there's a hit from Venador. Venador needs one more now. Big cut from Eve. That is actually a really nice cut that he tried, but Venador's patient. Bit of blade away from Venador. Very riposte and a really awkward guard there from Calc, but he landed that hit all the same. It was a funny pose he did afterwards. A thrust into a cut. And now the pressure's on for both of these fighters. Venador obviously looking to just end this, right? But he also doesn't want to throw this away, because that's going to be another tight fight like this, most likely. It's Venador's to lose, and he smacks him in the thigh there with the cut.
Just very close to getting that push. GG. GG. Eve gets second place. I get first place. But that was very close. I was a little bit... I felt I was a bit too aggressive at times. And I lost a lot of points. Like that. Are you still here?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I couldn't hear anything, so I thought that... Yeah, close fight. I'm glad I managed to overcome another hurdle. He caught me many times with retreating attacks, and this is kind of Calc's bread and butter. It's just very difficult to get close to him. But Eve gets second place. Congratulations. And he also gets 2 points in Saber because he managed to get to the second place just by using Saber. So congratulations on that. Initially, my rule was that you have to use the weapon for the entirety of the tournament, but I didn't put it on the server, but if you get to a top 3 spot using that particular weapon and then you lose playing a different weapon, like you still got to the top 3 with that particular weapon, so you still deserve
Hmm.
the points. So he will be getting two saber points. So if he uses saber again in the next tournament and he gets at least the third place, he's gonna get the saber specialist. Right, so that was a great first event. I'm first, Eve second, Pico third. So I got the qualification to the first sword finals. And let's see who's going to be the winner for the second event. We have 10 players there already. If you're listening to this and you want in, you got 10 minutes to sign up. So I'll be closing the stream, and in 10 minutes I'll start the second one. And the second one is definitely going to be very, very interesting with a lot of twists and turns. So Subu, thank you very much. I'll see you in 10 minutes, right?